All right. Yo, guys, welcome back. Today is February 28th, 2024, and a lot of people are still falling off on their New Year's resolutions for hitting the gym. It is what it is, man, but in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly my whole meal plan, supplement guide, everything like that I follow to this day to build the physique I have right now. And I've been doing this for years and years, so I'm living proof that this stuff works. So if you want to copy this meal plan, maybe make it your own, make some tweaks, make it more sustainable for you, by all means, go ahead. All right, sustainability. I'm going to go over this really quick before I go into the actual meal plan. Your meal plan needs to be enjoyable. If you're eating foods you hate every single day, how long are you going to stick to that diet for? Probably not for too long. But then at the same time, if all the foods you like are dog shit foods like cake, donuts, ice cream, pizza, you're not going to get jacked, man. I'm sorry. You're just going to get fat as fuck. So whole foods are really the staple of my diet, and if you want to get jacked, I recommend that they're a staple as yours as well. Chicken, oats, rice, spinach, egg whites, eggs. That's pretty much the fundamentals of my diet. I've been doing it for years. Avoid a lot of processed sugars as much as possible. The reason you want to do that is because sugar releases dopamine. Then if you have too much if you get a lot of dopamine from the foods you eat, you're going to have a lot less self-control. I promise you that. A good hack is actually switching to sugar-free options. Sugar-free maple syrup is fire. I do that. I have that like every single day for a couple of my meals. And if I ever have a sweet tooth, I just have some of that with whatever I'm eating, unless it's chicken. You don't want to have chicken with maple syrup, but you get it. Then natural nut butters as well. Stay away from the Jiffy, whatever, the non-natural stuff, because there's a lot of trans fat and just bullshit in that you don't need in your diet. It's going to make you feel like shit, and why not just get the better version if you can. So my current supplement stack, this is the stuff I use every single day and have been for years. Cod liver oil, that's for my skin. Try to keep my acne at bay. There's a lot of vitamin A in that. Vitamin D3, I do 5,000 IUs every single morning because I live out here in Oregon. So in Oregon, it's always gloomy, rainy, dark outside. So don't get a lot of sunlight. So I make sure to supplement with D3. Even if you live in a place with a lot of sunlight, I still recommend at least having some vitamin D3 in your diet or in your regimen. L-carnitine L-tartrate, 3,500 milligrams before I do fasted cardio with 180 milligrams of allicin. So the reason I do this is because when I'm bulking, trying to get big, obviously you're going to be eating in excess calories. So having that L-carnitine before you do fasted cardio is just going to help burn off some of those new fat cells that were built up during the night. So maybe you might grow a little bit leaner, maybe like 10 to 20% leaner than if you didn't have it. And I did the allicin because it's a garlic extract. So if you do a bunch of L-carnitine over a long period of time, apparently it can cause something in the gut called TMAO. L-carnitine is also found in a lot of beef. So that's why you get a lot of these vegans saying that red meat causes cancer, because there's some L-carnitine in it, which can convert to TMAO in the gut. I've never really heard of anyone having that issue. I just kind of seen I've just heard vegans talk about it, so I mean, a lot of them are full of shit, but but I just want to be safe. You never know, right? Fish oil with a mix between EPA and DHA or DHA. I think it's an 80% EPA and 20% DHA with every single meal. This just helps my heart, cholesterol, just make sure I'm healthy. Creatine pre-workout, pretty self-explanatory. Creatine helps your muscles absorb more water, just give you that more full look. You will hold a lot of water with it, but it helps you get good pumps too. Berberine before bed. This is for fasting blood glucose levels, insulin sensitivity, and just keeping your blood sugar down. Because if your blood sugar gets too high when you're bulking, all those calories that you're eating, much more of them are going to be stored as fat if your blood glucose levels are too high. You want to make sure it's below 100. I'm not expecting you guys to go out and check your blood glucose levels every single morning before you eat like a diabetic, but it's still good to have berberine in there before bed. Magnesium before bed as well. This just helps me relax, sleep. Melatonin before bed as well. Sleep as well. 5-HTP before bed helps me sleep. And vitamin B6, P5P before bed. All of those just help me sleep because I work pretty much all day. So it's kind of hard for me to turn off. So I have to take a lot of different supplements to help me go to bed, which is okay. I mean, even before I was working all the time, I had a hard time sleeping. So I just take these before bed and works for me. All right, so find 3 to 6 meals that you enjoy and stick to those. You do not need a bunch of variation. Don't be a pussy. If you're a real G, you'll eat for function, not for pleasure. This is something I think a bodybuilder named Rich Piana did. He said, yeah, eat for purpose, not for pleasure, or something. Eat for function, not for pleasure. And and that honestly couldn't be more true. If you can build up if you can build up the discipline to just eat super clean foods every single day, and maybe have like, you know, a couple cheat meals here and there. But if you can do that, you are going to feel so much better. Your workout's going to be so much better. So my diet is the exact same year round and has been for the last 3 to 4 years. When I show you my diet, you're going to say, how do you stick to that for so long? Like I said, man, I eat for function, not for pleasure. The only really changes that happen in my diet is the amount of calories, just the amount of calories I eat, which varies depending on my goal, whether I'm bulking or cutting. And it's not sexy, but it got me to where I am now, and it's continuing to help me get results. I know how my body reacts. I digest it really well, and it's super cheap, like dirt cheap. This is the diet I was following back when I was in college. So I could definitely buy more expensive food right now, but honestly, man, like I'm so used to this. Like I said, I know how my body reacts. My digestion's good with it, so I just stick with it. Taste is definitely going to be boring for me. Taste is boring for 4 to 6 of my meals, but I don't care. As I mentioned, function over pleasure. Yeah, I'm saying you don't have to copy this. Maybe you can have, you know, 2 out of maybe you have 5 meals a day, maybe 2 out of 5 meals are not your favorite, but over time you can start building that up. All right, water intake. So at least 1 gallon per day. It's going to help with your workouts, make your skin look better. And there's just endless benefits to drinking a lot of water. You don't need bullshit juice, milk, soda, Gatorade, or any other beverage other than water. I don't care what anyone says. Those things are just for pleasure. I mean, you can throw them in here and there as if you need to, but then I just recommend that water is your primary beverage. So my full meal plan, this is the meat and potatoes here. So my meal number one is a smoothie actually. So 90 grams cream of rice, 1 banana, 75 blueberries, 35 grams of spinach, 30 grams of almond butter, 150 grams of Greek yogurt, and 150 grams of egg whites. Greek yogurt and egg whites for the protein, and everything else pretty much for carbs, and then almond butter obviously for fat, natural almond butter. So this is, I think it's close to like 800 calories between everything. And it tastes super good, and I get it down instantly. So that's probably my favorite meal the entire day is my breakfast. Meal 2 through 5 is pretty much all the same, except for meal 3, which is post-workout. I have 6 rice cakes on top. I have 6 rice cakes with 30 grams of almond butter and then 40 grams of sugar-free maple syrup on top of the rice cakes. I like to have a big meal post-workout just to make sure I'm really replenishing my glycogen stores to the fullest capacity. And then the last meal is oats, almond butter, sugar-free maple syrup, 2 eggs, and 150 grams of egg whites. So this is a very stereotypical bodybuilder diet. But as I said, it works for me. I've been doing it for so long, and I don't really care to switch anything up. Again, you can extrapolate some things from this diet into your own. Maybe don't eat as much rice per meal. Maybe do like 150, 200 grams. I'm assuming, unless you're like over 200 pounds. I'm 204 right now, 205 roughly. So that's why I'm eating like 40. This equates to like 4,400 calories a day. Eating all of this food, training super hard, going to failure in every single working set, drinking a lot of water, sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night, doing these things every single day for months on end makes it absolutely unreasonable on why I won't build muscle. So just keep that in mind. Just find a meal plan that you can see results to, that you can see results with, that you can stick with, that checks all the boxes for protein, carbs, fats, calories, and make sure everything else is in check as well. And committing to those activities every single day will make it unreasonable on why you can't get jacked as well. So macros and calories, I kind of mentioned this earlier. I am currently balls deep in the bulk right now. I think I'm like 12 weeks in or something like that. I've gained a lot of weight. Strength is really good. I feel great. I'm not like super bloated. I mean, towards the end of the night, I'm a little bit, after my last meal, because there's a lot of oats too, I'm a little bit bloated, but not as bad as, you know, if I ate like bullshit food. So all the macros are right there. And I've always done well with high carb and lowish fat diets too. So, and then protein, you don't need a stupid amount of protein to build muscle. Like 260 is probably even a little bit on the high side for me. Probably be just as good to do like 210 to like 230, but if you eat too much protein, it'll just get transported into muscles as glycogen, because protein is carb sparing. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this video. Pretty quick, but this is my entire meal and supplement plan and kind of my whole routine on like what I'm doing right now to get jacked. Again, you can extrapolate some things that you would like to as well for your own routine. Yeah, hope you guys found this video valuable, and I will see you tomorrow for the next one. I'll be there.